Well, that's a 90 seconds mulligan. Also, that's one thing I'd like Blizzard to change. Speaking of mulliganing, it's one of those things where if you've ever played, if you've ever looked into any game theory, there's this thing called the Nash equilibrium, which essentially tries to tell you what the optimal move is when you feed into it an array of plays, essentially. And the moment you look at something like the mulligan thing that we're seeing, where people just wait and wait and wait, the optimal thing to do to start off the mulligan phase is to wait. And as a result, your opponent's best response is to wait. So it ends up being this boring phase in the game.
We need just one little update to this mulligan phase, which is lock the cards, and they will be exchanged after both players are locking down the cards.
Exactly. That would probably be the best way to do it. So we'll see how things go, but
well, Lifecoach has a great curve.
Yeah, I really like Lifecoach's hand, and I think he might be playing that, heavy value paladin with double shredder, double golem. I've seen him play that recently. Brought it to a tournament. I think it might have been last week even.
Yeah, I don't remember, but well, now it kind of sucks because you can't really play Peacekeeper when you predict it's a mid-range hunter, but you don't know that yet because Hunted Creeper is in both versions.
But if it is a face hunter and he's had this low a start, I think you're fine with it.
Just to put a body on the board?
Yeah,
but then you feed it to the bow. So what about killing the Hunted Creeper and spawning on 1/1 minion?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't want to play Aldor here. That's the thing. Like, you really don't care about the like if the face hunter has only a Hunted Creeper, you don't really care about putting down the Aldor. You really just want a 1/1. It does the same thing. It trades with a minion, generally speaking. Well, we'll have to see what Lifecoach opts to do. He goes ahead and might not.
Will he trade? Yeah, he will trade. Okay.
Doesn't want to feed too many 1/1s into that creeper. It's already bad enough that he's getting 2 of them with those spiderlings. Can't let it get any more value. And does he find a Leok? No, it is not. And that is a free kill for Choose Our Champion. So actually, Lifecoach is going to get the initiative here. He's going to have a weapon and a minion on the board. That's quite nice.
That's not bad. That's actually great for Lifecoach here. And other interesting point is that when you trade those both spiders for the mini bot, then you leave a recruit for the quartermaster. So
and he just opts to leave the. Whoa, that's gonna get punished instead of losing.
Well, not maybe punished. You have Unleash the Hounds, so it's not like super bad when you leave something on the board.
But the only difference is, well, I mean, I say get punished. You know, you're right. I was exaggerating. I think I was over-exaggerating. This was like the caster syndrome. I literally just called the biggest thing. It's just that instead of getting a 1/1 on the board, he's going to keep a 2/1. And that's going to basically close in the health differential. And it's also going to enable that Choose Our Champion to heal back the 2 damage that was just dealt.
Wow! I didn't anticipate that he won't trade for any minions.
No, this is way too deep for me. They're playing a deep game.
So he puts Trump on a clock, and Trump is like, huh? What the hell happened? Did he misclick? I don't know, man.
I don't think they can misclick when they take that much time thinking about their move. There's no way.
Well, Trump is now thinking if he didn't sacrifice the recruit, he has a quartermaster next turn. At least that would be my thinking.
I think you've got to at least make sure that the 3/3 doesn't come out, because that would be a pretty tough situation to recover from.
Yeah, that was the Trump thinking too, because that's what he traded for that 1/1. Wow, anti-killbot, that's great. I didn't think he would play an anti-killbot in this type of paladin. Maybe it's like a lay on hands.
Well, I kind of like if you kill the mad scientist and it's a freezing trap, which it's likely to be if it is a mid-range hunter, then your heal bot or your shielded mini bot comes back to your hand, and either of those is not too bad.
Not too
against the
shabby.
And you even, you curve in with a Sky Golem. I really do like that. We'll have to see what Lifecoach opts to do, but I like the heal bot.
The Untitled Shredder is not bad also. What about... Well, he didn't use the Peacekeeper on turn 3, so he won't use it now. We'll have to see. But I think if Lifecoach wants to be efficient with his mana, then he will play the anti-heal bot this turn.
Yeah, I think that makes quite a bit of sense. Well...
Well, what?
A little bit of a graphical bug here. We had to restart the Skype conference. We had to resume because after 4 hours, Skype automatically closes when we talk. So have to wait a little bit. You guys see stuff we don't see.
Well, we can talk about the matchup. Okay, we see the game.
All right, we're back.
So you opted to play the anti-heal bot. Which,
from what I gather, yeah. I think the heal bot was the safest line of play. And he did not kill the Mad Scientist, though. He just went face with a 2-2 and kept his weapon charged, so... That was also pretty solid.
Lotep got cast, sorry. And, now, I think that's the point where you want to use the Peacekeeper, maybe? Because if you slam down the Belcher...
Savannah Highmane's coming out soon, right?
Yeah, I know, but Savannah Highmane is 6 points of attack and this creature is 5, so there's no big difference, right? And you don't want to leave a beast on the board anyway.
I keep thinking that the play the Lifecoach made to not kill the Mad Scientist might have been a bit weird, because now he can't kill a 5-drop, and he has to deal with a 6-drop kind of in a delayed manner. But then again, he's got pretty good answers from here.
Well, he opted for the piloted Skygun, which is interesting. Well, he is at maximum health points.
Yeah, so he's not really worried yet.
And double Peacekeepers.
Oh my god, that doesn't get better. Actually, you know what? I almost prefer the Aldor Peacekeeper. Kill the Highmane and then consecrate everything after pinging Lothar with your weapon. This is probably one of the craziest ones. That's exactly 7 mana. You wipe the board. He has to do it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he would do anything else.
I think so.
Oh man.
Yep, that's what he goes for. That's really a great move. That's a really great move, and you only lose 3 points of health with that play.
Yeah, in effect, and you don't even have to worry about silencing of the Highmane or anything like that, so you're in a very far ahead position, and if that 6-3 doesn't die, you Kel'Thuzad it back to life next turn, and you're gonna be racing ahead.
You are fueling the Unleash the Hounds on the future turns, but do you care? You're at 22 points of life.
I don't know. I don't think he's that worried about it, honestly.
So next turn you can drop a Belcher if you feel threatened by anything. And Trump has a really bad hand. Like, he has to drop the Web Smears, that's for sure. But does he use the Knife Juggler? Because he wants to use the Knife Juggler with conjunction with the Hounds, right? And 2 minions from the Hounds, that's not the best scenario.
You kind of need to get more value out of it, especially if Muster for Battle can come out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Trump just opted to keep the Hounds for later, but still play the Juggler. We'll have to see what he opts for. Maybe Where the Knives Go might influence his decision as well. Well, apparently Oh, that's a bad knife. That's an okay knife. I kind of like my Kel'Thuzad here. I like myself a good old 6-4. But there is an argument to be made for Sludge Belcher instead. There's an argument.
I think you should use the Belcher. Maybe even the Peacekeeper. Like Belcher, Peacekeeper, and...
So he's gonna have to see what he finds in there. If it's Ascension, things might change. And he does not. He's just gonna KT, get himself back at 6-4.
So he goes for the value. Value coach.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Second knife juggler, does it change anything? No. You have to... You have to mark the KT, right? You can't allow Lifecoach to get additional Belchers. That would be
He must construct additional Belchers. No problem. I got a KT right here. Oh man, talk about a beast. Well, not really. Never mind.
That's a good target for the Peacekeeper.
Follow the rules. I'm gonna call him the Beastkeeper. Oh man. So basically, this position is theoretically good. In practice, not so good.
Yeah. And do you have to use the kill command defensively? It feels really bad.
I think you have to though. If you look at this board. That extra 6-4 is really a deal breaker for Trump's line of play. He has to do what he might not feel like, unfortunately.
Well, he goes for the beast anyway.
Yeah.
And luckily for him, the piloted Sky Golem is not enough to kill the beast.
Lifecoach is laughing in his beard right now. He's like, oh, yes, it's enough. What are you talking about?
Yeah, now it's enough.
You know, you just think ahead of time and get those top decks. That's how you play Hearthstone.
So
He's gonna get a
Peacekeeper must for
3/3.
battle and hero power, right? You saw one Unleash the Hounds, but if Trump top decks and Unleash the Hounds next turn after that kind of play, you're getting wrecked, mate.
I think you're just playing double Belcher into it and saying, don't wreck me, mate. I mean, that's going to be really difficult. Turn 10 double Belcher. It doesn't get much better than that. But we'll see what he wants to do. Well, he opts for the Belcher instead of the Monster for battle. So he's going to be a bit more aggressive. Instead of playing the trading game, he's going to let Trump trade his own beast away. And probably just go face at that point. Is that or you attack the 1/7?
No, I think you just go face here.
Yeah, 6 damage is a substantial amount of damage.
That Mogushan Warden is not really important.
Wow, that's a terrible Mogshan Warden as well.
Yeah, he lost the taunt.
He lost the tone and he's feeding a 3/3 to your opponent. If I gave you that for 1 mana, would you play it?
No, thank you.
A 1/7 for 1. Think about
Well,
the
maybe
Raised Alchemist.
Priest.
Yeah,
Inner Fire.
inner fire that, dude. Get a 7/7. Some
Oh,
serious
Trump
value
got
there.
closer to the camera. It's intense.
He's watching that juggler. He's gonna put an apple on someone's head. Who is it gonna be? And the apple falls on whose head? Oh, the paladin's head.
Only 18 more apples to go. 15.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got an orchard. Orchard? How do you pronounce that word? I've actually got no idea.
Which word?
Orchard, I guess. Like the
Orchard?
word. No clue. I'm actually not a native speaker either, so I'm as confused as you are.
Well, okay. Well, let's see what Lifecoach
I think it's
options are.
orchard though, honestly. Anyway, that being said, Trump will need an orchard.
A Collide of Pain.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid card in Pally. It's just one
Yeah,
that you
I
don't
thought-
see very often.
Yeah, I thought that people retreated from the acolytes, but that would be a nice April target. So now you do use your Peacekeeper. You have to kill the Knife Juggler, so you sacrifice the Peacekeeper, right? For that.
Yeah, it's the only thing you're really worried about. Even though you
Yeah.
have the Acolyte of Pain, you can't put hedge your bets on that one thing. I don't think it's realistic at all.
I like that Lifecoach did use his hero power. He doesn't worry about the Unleash the Hounds. Oh, never mind.
Wow, okay.
But good that he killed the Knife Juggler.
Yeah, otherwise he would have drawn infinite cards.
Yep.
Honestly, if that Jungle Panther was what's the name? The starring buzzard. Yeah,
for
that
5
would
points of
be.
mana, that would be like a huge buzzard. So now you clear Belchers. That's basically it.
My question is, how does Trump hope to win at this point?
I don't see a way out, to be honest,
Yeah.
because he's top decking one card in a turn, and he deals 2 points of damage. So that even with second kill command and a beast, that leaves Lifecoach on basically 5 turns.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is like Trump is. It feels to me like he's going through the motions. I guess if he's got another Sludge Belcher, maybe he's hoping for the rope, for the hero power to put his opponent on the rope essentially. But I don't know if it's a very effective way to deal with everything. The Jungle Panther comes down. He didn't play it for fear of consecration, perhaps, but now he's got to go all in.
Quality. No, well, you don't need that at all. So you sacrifice. You damage your Acolyte of Pain. Well, that Big Hunter would be useful 8 turns ago, when the beast was there.
Yeah, you could have gotten an instant
Peacekeeper,
3/3,
yeah.
but
Without the rules.
you could trade it, I guess. Trade your 6/1 into it if you wanted. If you really want that 3/3, you can get it. It's no problem.
Let me think.
Do you sacrifice the Palatine Sky Golem for the beast? I think you do.
Why not? You're gonna get 2 minutes. You're gonna get a 3/3 and a 6/1. So
Yeah. I think you should
might
do
as well
that.
do that.
Already
Yeah, I
two
like this.
Unleash the Hounds were being played. Oh, never mind. Well, I'm being silly. You just go aggressive on the Hunter. Why would you wait?
Yeah, you can't. Like the best top deck you could get is a kill command to kill the Belcher, but that doesn't even put him anywhere close to killing you, and you're gonna get guaranteed lethal
yeah.
with the 6/1 and the 4/3. You've seen 2 Unleashes, so the whiplash mechanics are pretty much gone. Yeah, going for faces. I mean, when you're playing for the board, it's fine. To just trade here, it's a great one, but you know, it's just not necessary. You're right. Well, that's gonna be a pretty big beast.
But the equality is just looming around the corner.
Oh, there's gonna be a Belcher down at least. The beast is gonna have to eat something before it dies.
And it's lethal.
6/1. Yep.
Well, it's like 22 points of damage with the equality.
Yeah, there's no way.
And consecration. Yeah.
Now,
Lifecoach is
Lifecoach,
just, did you see Lifecoach pose? It's like in a fairy tale. With
the
both
way
hands under the
equality
chin.
concept. So Trump played the game out. At some point he knew he was dead, but still played out the last turn. And that's game. Lifecoach takes the first game against Trump. As long as I predicted, despite the fact. Because you don't want to race that much. You do, but at the same
Well-
time, like, you really don't have to race.
Maybe you
All the
drop
intents.
down both because you have a coin and you just keep the snow trigger. So you mulligan away everything apart from the snow trigger. What about this?
Yeah, that's possible if you find yourself that Mech Warper. If you really want to get it. The thing is, what if your hand contains... Then again, you wouldn't even be that unhappy again about a Blast Mage, right? It would be a bit of a slow start, though. You can't afford letting the...
Well,
Oh, that's good. That's good enough, honestly. Getting
Yeah.
that Mirror Entity is going to help quite a bit.
Hunter's Mark.
That's-
Well, that's also important because you have the
Oh.
web spinner.
Trump's got a pretty good hand as well. Except he needs to draw into mid-game threats pretty soon. And
wow.
oh my
wow.
goodness. Wait, do you do that turn 2? Or do you just vomit everything you've got? Actually, you could just do it
What
now.
about
No, never mind. Do it now.
what about mid scientist now?
And you do it next turn.
Yeah. Well, Lifecoach
mean,
will be now sitting 90 seconds to think about the iterations, so we have space and time to talk about it. What would you do? Like, your first instinct would be to slam the Mech Warper down and just play the 2 Clockwork Gnomes,
Well,
right?
I say that, but the drawback to that play, you know, now that I look at it a little more closely, is that your follow-up is Mad Scientist or Snow Chugger. and that's perfectly fine. Or you ping something. The problem is by playing 2 clockworks, you're guaranteed to feed something into that web spinner. So if you play Mad Scientist right now instead, your clockworks might live.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest upside to playing the Mad Scientist instead.
Trump is just like sitting there patiently.
He's like,
Everyone-
how does Mech Mage take so long to make a turn? And the reason is, if you saw his hand, you will probably take as much, if not more time. And he's going to go for the Mech Warper double clockwork. Gonna take a solid 90 seconds to fall down on the board, and Trump is going to be...
Well,
oh, God.
Trump might play Mad Scientist Hunter's Mark, right?
I like that. I think that's pretty good. Alternatively, you play Abusive Sergeant, but you're feeding a ping to your opponent, and you really don't want to do that. Now Trump is looking amusingly devastated. Two words that don't really go well together. But...
Well, you know, that one clock will trigger a freezing trap. Oh, that's interesting.
So you don't kill a Mech Warper? I
think
have learned a lesson a long time ago.
you have to
Wise
kill
man
those.
told me, yeah, you have to kill a Mech Warper.
Do you want to give your opponent a wild growth or like a coin for every single creature he has in the deck? I don't think so. Well, almost every single creature.
Yeah.
Good God. If Dr. Boom would be a mech.
I mean, I've got a monitor here that I love dearly, but it might have gone out the window a long time ago.
Yeah. Imagine 2 mech warpers into innervate Dr. Boom.
You mean that doesn't already happen when Dog is playing? Come on. Oh, wow. He got a high main from that web spinner. You want to talk about value? Trump is going to be smiling for days.
That's value, but is it fast enough? It might be a
Fast enough?
problem. Well, you know, it's turn
Yeah,
two.
right.
You have nothing in your hand, basically, because if you drop the knife juggler, then...
Rest in peace, Juggler.
Yeah, rest in peace, juggler, exactly. Because now, I assume Lifecoach will drop the Mad Scientist right now.
That way, if it's explosive trap, you... No, it's never going to be explosive. I guess you play it just to get Mirror Entity on the back end on turn 3. Because your turn 3 is going to be a bit clunky here, by the way, like, no matter what. He could also just go for the face if you wanted. But then you're super weak to Unleash. You get demolished by Unleash, in fact. Yeah. If you play a Noyotron, Unleash the Hounds really wrecks you. If you play Snow Chugger, the same is true. Although you do get the initiative back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a bit clunky. I like Mad Scientist a bit more in this position. Yeah. Whether or not you trade to trigger the freezing before the bow comes out is up to you, but I feel like that's probably the optimal line of play.
Yeah, but then you lose the power to trade for the Nav Juggler.
So you just go face first?
I don't know.
Well, it's gonna be a full face turn and forces Trump to have the answer.
That's not bad. But now, wow, the web spinner. That's
Yo,
really
this-
important.
This is a very good web spinner. It's triggering Mirror Entity, and it's killing a Clockwork Gnome with the Knife Juggler
Well,
potential.
no. You... Oh, yeah, right. You're right.
Yeah, it's a crazy
Wow.
web spinner.
Crazy web spinner. That's kind of lucky. If he hits face. So... Trump...
I mean, he's got to be trading here. I don't see why he would not. So he's gonna get himself a freezing trap, and
what
it
is
kills.
Web
It
spinner?
kills. We don't know.
Face!
What?
Wow! So now you web spinner. No, you clockwork gnome to trigger freezing trap. Then you clockwork gnome into Nav Juggler.
You could throw the web spinner actually. with
Why
that
would
web-
you want to get the draw first, right? Because you don't need the spare part right now, and maybe a beast that will be for 3 points of mana will spawn. That will be useful this turn, more than
Okay, you mean
Snow
bringing
Chugger.
back the clockwork? Okay, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you bounce
wanna
first
use it later.
the first clockwork gnome, then you attack with web spinner into web spinner. You see what's the outcome.
Yeah, and we're gonna see whether or not he gets a silverback patriarch. And that's probably the best outcome he could hope for.
Well, what about King Mukla?
Give his opponent some bananas.
Yeah, you can give good bananas. That's not.
I like my hunters malnourished and anemic. Don't feed them potassium.
Okay, so he triggers the freezing trap. Now he will sacrifice the world spinner, I assume. No, he doesn't do it. Oh yeah, he does do it.
All right, what is out? Silverback, go. Oh,
Well,
wow, counter
second
piece.
time beast.
What's even happening in this game? I don't get this. Whirling Blades. Replay the clockwork.
Clockwork?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's gonna cost you so much anyway. It's a good turn to
oh,
clockwork.
that's one of the worst top decks you could have gotten. So you just drop Timberwolf and Freezing Trap? That's awful.
You know,
Or
you
just-
play your you can't play Timberwolf here, I don't think. You're gonna get potential value later on, at least with the hyenas at the whole the very best. Oh man. And Lifecoach's hand never stops improving. Does he just replay the freezing to troll his opponent?
I don't know.
I like it.
So Snow Tracker and Neutron, right?
Yeah, obviously. Well, I say obviously, but Lifecoach does take his own lines of play, and this
you
is
also
really
have the
nasty.
Whirlwind Blade, which can trade for a bigger minion with the
Yeah,
Divine
like
Shield.
you know, you give it to the Noatron and you ping
Yeah.
that wolf, for
Exactly.
instance.
And you
Oh.
have second Snow Tracker just to
This
deny
is-
those
this
weapons
is-
later on.
Completely obscene.
Well, next turn is Savannah Highmane, so it's not like looking really bad for Trump either. But the Anoitrons will stop so many damage.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if you have a Deathwing versus the Noatron, it's still gonna hello you until you quit the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does. So I guess I do like the Whirling Blades with the ping and possibly the second Noatron. But we'll see what he opts for.
Why not second Snow Tracker? I like the potential second
Guaranteed.
freeze.
Okay, guaranteed freeze
No,
non-stop.
you can like freeze two targets, you know?
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Just being able to freeze two things while you're waiting for value.
Yeah, and Anoitron has like immediate value on board because it's a taunt, so it affects the state
Immediate
of the board immediately.
yeah.
And
Whereas-
Snow Tracker has to wait one turn.
to do anything.
Yeah,
I
but
get
he
that.
goes for the Anoitrons, okay. So he doesn't agree with me.
Well, it's not a bad card, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also not going to be enough. I mean, this is going to be a really good
Okay,
fire.
I get it. Because Lifecoach wanted to play the Beast this turn. That's why he played the Anoitron to trade with the Huntmaster and play the Beast.
Yeah,
That,
to
that
set
was
up
his
a-
thinking. But does he want to play the Beast into a Savannah Highmane? That's the problem.
Honestly, because you've seen two freezing traps, I feel like you almost do, because you could trade away that. I mean, Blast Mage is also.
Yeah, Blast Mage is also really cool.
Yeah, I do like Blast Mage. I mean, if those two Divine Shields stay on the Anoitron for that Savannah Highmane, Trump's gonna be crying for days. The thing is that there's an
Yeah.
Iron Beak Owl, then suddenly it's a little trickier.
It's still not bad. I would go here for the Blast Mage, I think.
I
You
really like
guarantee
it.
yourself the clear of the Huntmaster with your ping, even if you whiff 4 times. And you
Yeah.
freeze your opponent's face. And you have a fireball in your hand. So basically, saying, I would be racing you. Again, the same
Yeah.
thing happened like in the Paladin game.
Same scenario.
But he goes for the Beast.
Well, he's not
I
gonna
can't
change his
blame
game
him.
plan.
I can't blame him, but he...
Well, he has seen two freezing traps, and I think that is the selling point of that play.
Mm-hmm.
Is that look, he's got a fireball and the 9 damage. That's 15 right there between those two cards. Mad Scientist, a complete whiff with two freezing traps already having been played by Trump.
Yeah, but that Anoitron are really... How can you... I don't know, man.
You can't say anything but annoying, but you have to. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Does Lifecoach really think this through? I guess you could. There's a good argument to be made for taking more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, you have to.
If you're
drop
life
those.
coach, yeah.
You have to drop those and go face. It's like no brainer.
What is a brain? Okay, that's such a high amount of damage. And now Trump is
Unleash the hounds. That's also important because that also
too little,
denies
too
the
late. Or...
bomb values, I think. So
Well, you have to trade your Mad Scientist away first in the Snow Chugger to clear the board, to clear room, sorry, for the Unleash. That is probably the first step at the very
And you
least.
want to clear the beast also, right?
I think so. You get yourself a free 3/3. Well, free.
For
You get
free.
yourself a 3/3.
Free for free.
Stop this. You're confusing me.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Dog.
All right, the doggies are on the board.
But the dog already played against RDU.
He lost. So does he trade with that beast? I mean, he has to make room for the hyenas first, so he has to at least weaken a little bit of stuff.
Well, he
Right.
didn't see the Blast Mage, and there was one occasion when Blast Mage was kind of a good play, so maybe he will not sacrifice every single of his doggies.
I can't fault him for that. All right, so this is a pretty good order of operations for Trump here. Spawning as many minions as possible before he takes out the boom boss to reduce the possibility of it hitting face. One hyena goes down, and the wow. Well, that's not a bad board for Lifecoach to handle.
Yeah, definitely not.
Pretty easy.
Mech
in fact.
Warper.
2,
Wow,
3.
so you can drop Mech Warper, Snow
Chugger.
Chugger, and Goblin Blast
Blast.
Mage, and do nothing with one point of mana.
Ah, that sounds good to me. Usually that Clockwork Gnome would come out, but you don't need him right now anyway. It's too expensive. He took, you know what, that Clockwork Gnome is MVP. He took 2 freezing traps on his own. And you can't fault him for staying in your hand this turn. Give him a break. He went through hell. Now Lifecoach is going to opt for the possible extra pin
Yeah.
here.
I really like that.
And plays a Mech Warper because enough minions were taken out. And it's a no opportunity cost thing because that 1 mana would have been lost anyway.
I don't see how can Trump win this game.
He can't. There's no way. There's lethal on board with a fireball, and there's no way for Trump to stop that 5/4. So that's 2 losses in a row for mid-range Hunter versus Lifecoach's lineup, and that leaves the Lifecoach with nothing but a Warlock deck. There.
I got a playset of those. full 2 in Hearthstone. That doesn't even sound right?
Yeah, that sounds odd. Oh man. The mulligan goes off. Kind of zone out during the mulligan. Oh, that's a pretty weak hand for Lifecoach. Not a very fast one at the very least. And Trump finds his mad scientist, finds his shredder, finds the curve. Trump finds the curve. This is as good as it's gonna get. He's got a sticky minion with a shredder. He's got a trap from the mad scientist.
Well, it feels awkward for the Lifecoach, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Shadow Flame on the Nature Watcher would have been pretty good to keep, but he's probably looking for those Dark Bombs and those Mortal Coils.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, there's a few draws to go, so that's a pretty nice pickup, except Freezing Trap is a problem, so he'll need to find himself an R&B Cowl, because this is looking like Trump's choice to keep the Hunter.
He got a
Might
really
pay
good
off.
curve. Mortal Coil not usable at all. So do you life tap or do you drop the Ancient Watcher?
I think you watch, if only for the chance at getting a good defend of Argus. I'm gonna be a little boring here, but you're gonna need that.
Yeah, and Adrian agrees.
Well, Lifecoach played this very fast.
Yeah.
Oh man, Trump is getting the curve of his life. You know what? That's a heavy start for the Hunter.
Heavy
Look at this
beatings.
board.
And the kill command is really crucial. Like,
Yeah.
for Trump, that's the information. Okay, I have to go face. He didn't attack. That's curious. Oh, well, that's nice.
That is actually really nice
So you,
right now.
you just drop the Void Color, and that's it.
You don't even think twice. Yeah, you hope
Yeah.
he doesn't have Hunter's Mark for Jiraxis if that comes out. And although, you know, there's a possibility that Trump is going to be crafty and just sacrifice the mad scientist to put down a freezing trap.
He might do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. You can even kill a Watcher with your bow and the mad scientist by doing so.
Oops.
I didn't want to touch that.
So,
I do like
Malgani-
to trade here, but he's not going to
Not
trade.
trading, okay. That's really interesting because now the Void Color will basically give Lifecoach a tremendous taunt. I don't know if that's even a right word to use for, to
Those
describe
guys,
a
yeah, this
creature
is-
like this one, but this will be a 4-16 taunt or 10-8 taunt, which makes your hero invulnerable.
And it's really important that he found that Sludge Belcher, because even though he gets one wave of taunts, he's gonna need a bit more than that to stay in the game here.
Yeah. What do you
He's
think?
gonna
You
need,
sacrifice? Yeah, you sacrifice the Void Color and go for the taunt.
And he
Mal'Ganis.
finds Mal'Ganis. That is better than Jiraxis because he might need the health. Sure,
Yeah.
Jiraxis is a 915, but they're both at 315, but they're both weak to Hunter's Mark.
What about Belcher now? Just Belcher. No, you
the
don't want to do
defender?
this because
I don't
well,
think
you're
so.
not playing around Hunter's Mark, but you need a creature to trigger the freezing trap next turn.
And this is the best one, Defensive Argus.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get better. I don't
Yeah.
think.
So I think you drop the defensive Argus here.
He might be considering the Belcher though, you can tell. And you know what? It's not even a bad play because even if Hunter's Mark hits, what is he gonna kill Mal'Ganis with? So now Trump has to find a way to deal with this board, and it's a bit tricky. Oh man, he had good curves, but not looking so good now. Did I just say Trump had good curves?
Yeah.
Just take that out of my.
This goes to
You know
Twitter.
what? Oh god, Noxious, what did you say? I like Trump's curves. Nope. All right, so. Well, this is getting even more like this is looking like even more of a powerhouse moment. But the problem is, you really don't want to be trading that Mal'Ganis away. You almost don't want to taunt it up.
Yeah.
You almost wish you were, 2 health lower. Let's play the Molten. It's crazy. Wow, Mal'Ganis is.
You have to taunt up the Ancient Water, I think. I
mean, we'll
really,
have to see
I
it.
think the defense of Argus, the turn before that, was really better.
Then
let me-
Belcher.
Yeah, then Belcher. You could have just
Belcher now.
taunted up the Ancient Water without Mal'Ganis.
But you know what? I still don't mind the Defensive Argus taunt now, and you hit for 10, and you have a 5-6 with taunt, and then you have a 10-8 with taunt. So unless the opponent finds something,
You just put 2 walls between you and the hunter.
exactly. I don't think you trade. That's not going to be an option. The only thing that
What
would be a
about,
problem is if he silences and Hunter's Marks. Okay, he's playing for the win here, I think. Did he
You
just
think
not
so?
attack?
I think
Oh yeah, there's a freezing trap. Never mind me.
I think play for the win was the giant. Well,
His health's gonna go down eventually. He knows that his opponent is gonna be killing Mal'Ganis at some point. If there were a Hunter's Mark, it would
he
have
has to
played.
sacrifice the creatures now. Do you sacrifice both or you use kill command? I think that was my reasoning also in the one of the hunters games we saw today. You have to keep that kill command for the crucial
Face.
reach.
Yep, you want to get that reach at the very end of the game. The Warlock. Oh, a complete whiff for Trump.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is really bad. And he's still gonna be taking that 9 damage from the bow. Wow. Actually, wait, that's pretty dangerous though for Lifecoach.
Yeah, it is.
He needs to find something. I don't know what, but something.
Well, he got 2
Nice.
really big taunters. So
Yeah,
that-
he's got his 4-7 and his 9-9.
What he needs to draw is anti-killbot.
Next turn, definitely.
Because
I think you slam Molten Giant down next to that Drake, then you Defender, and then you perhaps even consider killing Lothab in case you're afraid of silences and whatnot, but this is really tricky.
So you go with Defensive Argus on Drake and on Ancient Water and just
No,
play
Molten
Molten Giants just like so? I don't think it's
I think-
bad. Because
Yeah,
then you can kill the Lothab without losing anything. Oh, wait, you have 2 mortal coils. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
those.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
you can even that's the important part is I think the cycle here. It's pretty solid. Well, We'll see what Lifecoach does after 90 seconds of deliberation. Is he going to have enough time after the rope hits? And he opts for the Molten for sure. We know that much. It's the rest I'm not too sure about. Is he going to just go for the power taunts? And he does. So he just passes his turn and waits. Freezing Trap is way too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Freezing Trap is problematic in that Houndmaster as well, if you think about it. It's got...
It's a very tricky situation.
He needs to get that Jiraxis out as soon as possible.
And then he needs to draw the anti-killbot.
Yeah.
Or maybe just draw the anti-killbot next turn and play the Jiraxis anyway on turn 9.
Yeah. That would probably be the best. Now, Trump knows that his opponent can't go on the offensive as long as that trap is up, so that's one positive thing for him.
Well, he will go offensively with the defensive Argus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about Houndmaster, no, you have to keep the kill command. So you Houndmaster the Savannah, kill the Drake, and what else? You don't have anything else.
So he's just
You
gonna kill
have
that
to
Drake
use-
very easily. You could use a kill command with Lotham on that giant.
Yeah, and I
honestly,
think you
wouldn't
have
even
to do it.
He's not gonna do it. He's just gonna put his opponent on a one-turn clock. Actually, this is a one-turn clock. He's dead next.
Oh yeah,
turn.
right. Never
Good
mind.
game. That's it. Unless he top decks that anti-kill bot off the life tap, and even then, is that even enough? Is that even enough?
I don't think so. So first you double Mortal Coil.
Double coil into heal bot. Well, you do your best. You try for that. There's definitely no Hellfire coming down right now. I don't think Lifecoach will make that play. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. There are 4 cards lying around in Trump's hand. You know there's no Hunter's Mark, no Iron Beak Owl. You would have seen those. So you have to assume they're either, you know, average minions or there is a kill command in there. And you have to assume Trump has been keeping one.
Yeah. So you have to use the Mortal Coils.
Oh, man. This is the coil to rule them all.
Oh man, the rope is going fast.
He's gonna have to find that anti-kill bot very quickly.
And there's animation from
What
the...
about a Shadow Flame? Shadow Flame would work too, and he has to Hellfire the board. Oh my goodness, this must feel terrible for him. And this is gonna be game for Trump, taking it very close, 6 health left. But
Yeah.
ultimately, Trump, having played very well in this match,
I agree.
he's gonna be getting the game off Lifecoach. So that's putting Lifecoach at 2-1. So he has to play his Warlock again. And if Trump actually built a lineup to counter Lifecoach, then at the least.
Oh. Well,
There was a Reddit thread about Zombie Chow actually recently that was asking, why is Zombie Chow so good? And really, it's not so much because, like, a lot of people who might not know much about the game think that Zombie Chow is a mediocre card because, you know, it restores 5 health to your opponent. But a lot of people who've watched tournaments, played Hearthstone enough, understand that the card is really just for board control. That's one of those things. Early game is the most important part.
Trump is... I think in Trump's position I would maybe keep the Fireball, you know?
In my starting hand, I mean, it would be nice if he had 4 cards. It's almost better to be on the coin here, just for the extra card draw.
But Fireball is a similar card to Kill Command in this matchup. Basically
is.
the same. And I would keep Kill Command against Handlock, you know? Because if I got 2 Kill Commands, then I win.
Lifecoach is going to have to decide whether or not he wants to keep the card for the Drake, and he decides he wants the board control. There's still no indication of whether this is Mech Mage or some other type of mage, but he's going to opt for the Zombie Chow play. I mean, even if it's Freeze Mage, you still want to get the damage in ASAP, so...
Sunfuel Protector, okay, that's a nice target for the Mirror Entity.
Even
You
better
can-
than Zombie... What's up?
I think you just live tap and go face, right?
Oh, that's even better for me.
Oh yeah, that's better, never mind that. But without the Answer the Water, you would just go face, right? Without
Yeah,
attacking the
probably.
Scientist.
Most definitely.
So now you can play Ancient Water into Sun Fury.
Do you want to? Don't you want to just curve out with the biggest Drake possible on 4? Or do you need to get that 4/5 up?
Well, then you practically deny the 3/4 attack, right?
Yeah, by taunting up, you're right. You deny anything that the 3/4 could have done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
good play there. It's gonna be big enough for Drake. I mean, I guess there's a point against a somewhat aggressive deck where it doesn't really matter whether the minion you're feeding them. I mean, the Twilight Drake you're putting down is a 4/9 or 4/7 or 4/6. It's just
That's
as
true.
good.
Yeah,
That's
you
all.
basically trade 2 for 1 with every single card anyway.
Pretty much. And I think that's the reasoning.
Oh wow. So you just slam Void Color, right? You Shadow Flame next turn?
I
Yeah.
think you have to play Void Caller with that top deck. I mean, it's so hard to justify not doing so.
Then
You have a 9/7 potential with 9 attack. I mean, that's crazy.
Then Trump has to use Fireball on a free card, which is basically like stealing mana from your opponent. I mean, from Trump.
Yeah,
That's no
card
value
and
for Trump at all.
And he can't, yeah. And if the Void Caller dies now, he can't even do it next turn. Because he can't ping it. He's going to have to even trade a minion on top.
Yeah, exactly.
It's even worse. And could he even do it with the Ancient Watcher in the way? He's going to have to play like a Spider Tank or Paladin Shredder next turn, and that means...
Well, if he uses... He can't use Fireball on the Ancient Watcher. That's for sure.
Oh man, Void Caller comes down. That's going to put Trump on a really, really weird position because you don't want to kill the Void Caller, but you can't let it live. And the Ancient Watcher that was given by Mirror Entity is going to be enough to trigger the Void
he
Caller.
kills
worst case
the
scenario.
Mad Scientist. That's interesting. I was thinking that if he wants to use the Shadow Flame next turn, he wouldn't have killed the Mad Scientist at all. Interesting approach.
So you Shadow Flame and then trade your Void Caller into the Watcher? Or do you just go face for 3? You could just
I'm not
coil it.
sure.
Never mind.
Yeah, you can coil it. And live tap. And just...
Actually, you could attack a Spider Tank with your Void Caller, Shadow Flame the Void Caller, and then coil the remaining 1 Spider Tank.
Yeah,
And
that's,
then you have a
that's also
Mal'Ganis,
fine.
and he can't kill. He has to Fireball ping Mal'Ganis. You get the initiative back on turn 6 with a tapped Drake. This is crazy.
But remember, there's still a mirror entity.
Yeah, you're not gonna give them Mal'Ganis though. That's the one upside.
Yeah, that's true. So do you want to
Well-
coil your Void Caller first?
No, you just you. Oh, he's not gonna go for the Shadow Flame on the 3/1. Okay,
That's also
never
not
mind.
bad.
That reminds me.
The Dread Inferno will trigger the Void Color.
Yeah. It's not half bad, but I would have liked to see Mal'Ganis drop down right now, though. Honestly, I would have loved to see attack the Spider Tank, then Shadow Flame your Void Caller, then coil the remaining Spider Tank.
So
Alright.
now he gives Trump the ability to fight back, which I don't really like.
And a huge minion here for Trump. Those minions are hard to remove. Even when you've got a good Shadow Flame, you still have to deal with the leftovers.
So now Trump will most likely attack the... Oh, he uses the Fireball. So he basically Lifecoach baited it out, right?
And he baited it out perfectly because right now Trump is about to get...
Wrecked?
Well, I mean, it depends. I think you have to play the Dread Infernal, but you can't do that. Well, actually,
So-
yeah, you'd get an 8/8 and a 9/7. You just drop that. Never mind. You attack face and you drop Dread Infernal. Do you?
You think so?
No,
think-
you probably don't. I mean, I'm
Nah.
trying to figure out how you go about this, but really, I can't see the point of that play. Maybe you RNG and you attack into the Spider Tank, and then if Mal'Ganis comes out, you just drop Dread Infernal, and then that's funny. You could just trade into the Drake, and whatever comes
Well,
out, you're just happy with.
I'm still wondering why didn't he go for the 100% Mal'Ganis?
That Shadow Flame on the 2 Spider Tanks was good, I
Yeah.
think. I did like it, but
And now he would have gotten the owl for the mirror entity.
yeah. He can still do it if he wants. I mean, you could owl the 3/4, Shadow Flame the owl, and then trade your Void Caller into a Spider Tank and get a demon,
That's not bad.
and you wipe the board completely. That's also not terrible. You're not getting amazing Shadow Flame value, but it's not horrible. Oh, 6/1 comes out. That's
Too
pretty
bad.
sweet. You don't feed them any value. Now that Shadow Flame is looking tastier and tastier by the second.
Well, yeah, that's true.
More stuff comes out, but this is hard to Shadow Flame. Iron Beak Cal Shadow Flame, boys.
And 6 points to the 6 points of damage to the face.
Yeah, not negligible. Not negligible. Trump was probably hoping for that 6/4 to be very useful. In his worst nightmares, that 6/4 gets Iron Beaked and traded by the 6/6. But there were so many good turns for Shadow Flame that Trump is probably not expecting the Iron Beak Cal Shadow Flame here. But
Probably not.
the problem with that play is that it gives the initiative back to the mage.
Yeah, that was the problem with the turn when the mirror entity triggered, you know? That's why I didn't like it. It was basically Lifecoach was in control of the whole game, and he gave that back to Trump with mirror entity.
Exactly. You gave him back the initiative. What I think I like here is Dr. Boom and trade with a Spider Tank potentially. I feel like that's also a pretty justifiable play if you want to get back that board. You need to get back that board eventually. Molten Giant is pretty interesting at the very least. I know, Lifecoach is looking desperate, and he goes for the Doctor 7 play. 7 mana. Let's do this. He's
Double
fine.
piloted Shredder this turn? Seems
Honestly,
like a great play.
Trump could play that. Little does he know there is a Shadow Flame.
But still, it's a good play against anything. Against board clears too, you know? Well, what
Yes
if
and
he
no.
gets a
Yes and no.
freezing coolant? Does it change anything? Not really.
Not in this position, no. It doesn't do anything.
And this is a useless part. A taunt part would be also cool, like the trumpet for the ancient water to make it usable at all.
The trumpet, I see what you did there.
Well, that was well, let's say I was thinking about that.
Of course you were. Of course you were. And Trump lets Dr. Boom live. That's a good Shadow Flame. That is legitimately... I mean, he's got to be taking the Shadow Flame one day. Or do you... Oh, wow. Hellfire with
I
double
thi-
Molten. This is so insane.
Hellfire. Wait.
Oh my god. You silence off the piloted Sky Golem. You attack it with Boombot, or you just Hellfire everything and then double Molten. I mean, I don't even... Oh, goodness.
So you Shadow Flame anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you only play one giant as a result. But that's fine. That's good enough, honestly. You got Mal'Ganis coming up. Although I really do like Hellfire. I want to be a little annoying with it. You trade into the 4/4
but it
and the
doesn't-
5/4, then you Hellfire, get double Molten.
That's not bad. But I think you want to have those bombs on board, you know?
Yeah, maintain that advantage.
Mm-hmm. And the 7-1 Dr. Boom is
Dead.
not relevant at all.
Yeah, just
I'll
Shadow
dro-
Shadow Flame.
Yeah, Shadow Flame and Giant.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind the double Molten. It's a Warlock fantasy. I just love getting those double Moltens in one turn, and then my opponent just gets slammed. But this is definitely going to be a much better and more consistent play. Whoa, particle effects.
Tap last. He didn't play. Oh no, he was roped. He roped
No,
himself.
he's gonna go. No, he's gonna tap next turn. Oh wait, what is he gonna do? What happened?
I think he roped himself.
no, no way.
Yeah.
After all this time,
I think. Yeah. I think he roped himself.
I refuse to believe that. You don't understand that.
Yeah,
Based
when
on
you
his
look at
mannerisms.
Lifecoach, yeah, that's what happened.
Well, that's a good
When you
card.
have no
Actually, maybe he just kept it because he wanted to Mountain, Molten.
what, mate?
Mountain, Molten.
Well, it seems like a great play.
On paper, I don't know about that.
You got 24 points of damage next turn, so you got lethal with Hellfire.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to be careful about it. Can you like Jiraxis is also not bad. You ping that the boombot into the shield, and then you kill the
No,
Noyotron.
why would
then
you
you
play
Mal'Ganis.
Jiraxis? You can't play the
Yeah.
Giants then.
You have to
I
tap.
think. Well, we know what's happening in Trump's hand. So the three giants, the triangle of giants is the best option here, but we know that there's no fireball in hand.
I kind of like Mal'Ganis even. Just alone Mal'Ganis.
What about Hellfire?
Oh, it's happening. The Hellfire play is coming.
Yeah, Hellfire double giants.
Yeah. Kind of like what I wanted to do last round.
Oh,
except
maybe
didn't
not.
get
Maybe
to.
just double giants now.
Yeah, never mind the Hellfire with a 4-3 gone.
Void Core and Giant? Yeah, that's also good. But I would rather see the double giants instead of the Void Color because it puts more. Oh wow, there's a fireball. It puts more pressure, and also you don't make the the 50-50 with the demon.
Demons, yeah.
Well, you can play Jirax's next turn and just go with Void Color Sacrifice because there will be a Pilted Shredder, and I think that will be the play, you know?
Now going face is going to allow Lifecoach to play the second Molten and Jiraxis or Mal'Ganis.
No,
pick
no,
one.
I think you go Molten Giant,
And
Jiraxis,
and
why
trade
not
your Void
Jiraxis?
Caller for Mal'Ganis. Oh no, you can do this like this. It's no problem. I think there was a 8 damage wasted there on that Annoyatron.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I'm not insane. Doomsayer, boys.
But it's lethal anyway.
Yeah, I think he wanted to kill the 3-2 with it. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
the-
that's way better. Yeah, Lifecoach played it perfectly. Well, how do you deal with?
Trump is looking at this. He's like, "Wait, what just happened to me? I thought I had this
value.
game."
That was value. You got trumped.
Oblivion, and Jiraxis is gonna take the game. That's 3-1 for